Good night.
Oh, good night.
Starting out to hear me say you won. You only wanted me for having fun, but now I think you've gone and had your way and left me with a pile of bills to pay. I can't even rewind the tape machine to listen to your drunken reasoning. So here it is, your final lullaby. So good night, good night. You're embarrassing me, you're embarrassing you. So good night, good night. Walk away from the door, walk away from my life. So good night. I'm giving up on social niceties. I threw them out when I threw out your keys, along with all your records I can't stand. You never even listen to any one of them. You're never gonna drag me out again with all the people that were never ever even your friends. So here it is, your final lullaby. So good night, good night. You're embarrassing me, you're embarrassing you. So good night, good night. Walk away from the door, walk away from my life. A little bit of rain on Shakespeare. The weather starts to burn downstairs. This isn't good night, this is good night, good night. You're embarrassing me, you're embarrassing you. So good night, good night. Walk away from the door, walk away from my life. So good night, good night. You're embarrassing me, you're embarrassing you. So good night, good night. Walk away from the door, walk away from my life. So good night.
Good night, guys. Tell me you go to sleep.
Oh.
Oh, what?